Hey guys, this is Rolandinator for DE Media, and I'm at Orbitar 100, the final frontier, and I'm joined by
Cyrrona.
also known as
Chris.
So Chris, I have a question for you. Why would one individual put together 100 Smash tournaments?
That's a great question, and I don't know if I can give you a great answer. What I can say is that Orbitar was originally created because there was a distinct lack of tournaments in Seattle proper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I moved here from Florida in 2014, and I thought Smash 4 just came out. I'd really like to get involved in the scene, and there was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The closest thing was like an hour and a half away or something. I was like, well, that seems weird. This is a major metro area. Why isn't there a thing here? So I got a friend with some monitors, and we did a trial run in an apartment building, and it kind of just snowballed into what we have today. Apparently there was a need that other people saw like I did.
Mm-hmm. And now that you're kind of like closing the doors on Orbitar, looking back, how are you feeling after, more than 6 years of doing this, right?
Yeah, about 6. You know, we took a break for the pandemic, but
Mm-hmm.
we've been active for that long. It feels... It's bittersweet because, you know, it's something that brought everybody, us included, a lot of joy.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like it's a good moment to close this chapter. I mean, we wanted to do something that would help kind of give the scene the foundation it needs to gather and group up and do its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we've got that here. I mean, if you look around, there's locals every day of the week all over the place. We've got like North and South Washington traveling to face each other in ways we haven't seen before. So we kind of built the web we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives me, anyway, the sense of accomplishment I want from this series.
And that sense of accomplishment, looking back, I've talking to so many people here, you've set up a way for so many people to meet each other and so many people to garner friendships. Like, you kind of constructed a large part of the community here in Washington. How does it feel to be that guy, that dude who helped everybody, and you see it 100 times within years that people get so excited to meet their friends?
That's the best thing for me, honestly. I mean, everybody gets something different out of TOing, but the part that always spoke to me was less about the grandstanding on the national stage and more about helping people in my backyard meet each other and find fun new ways to play a game that we all kind of share. So seeing those relationships blossom and then flourish over the years has been what's kept me coming back, even when my interest in the game itself kind of started waning. Knowing that people looked forward to this event, or that it was the bright spot in their week where they got to hang out with their friends, that's rewarding stuff for a people person like me, I guess. Like,
yeah.
I was always very community centric in my approach to this, which I think is part of the reason why a lot of people kind of ended up following along for the journey here.
Now that you're kind of passing on to, a couple of the other TOs and passing on this community that you built, what kind of words and advice would you give to us to make sure that we can keep Smash this inclusive space, this community-driven place, and at the end of the day, a bright spot for everybody's week to come and meet people?
I mean, there's probably a few directions you could take with an answer like that. I think as far as keeping the scene inclusive and welcoming and whatnot, like, WASP is a really, really great resource. Huge kudos to Britt and Avian and everyone that worked on that team to set that panel up. I think the more we can raise awareness of that.
For people who don't know what that is, could you briefly explain what that was?
Yeah, it's something that was formed in response to the all of the drama that plagued Smash a couple years ago with people coming out with instances of abuse and whatnot in the scene. So it's a resource for people if they feel like something is bothering them, or they're uncomfortable with how things are progressing, or if they just have advice on how to make the scene a little bit more welcoming for new faces. They have a sheet that you can submit. You can also submit anonymously, and they'll contact you back and open a dialogue with you about what you'd like to see. So raising awareness about that, I think, is a great, irreplaceable part of keeping this good and making it even better. as far as advice for TOs, I mean, keep your heart in it. That sounds a little cliche, I suppose, but that's the thing that I think a mushy, bleeding heart person like myself, anyway, that people respond to. If they know that you care about what's going on, they'll care. That kind of thing's infectious. So if you feel like you're burning out, maybe take some time and space. You don't have to do things if you feel like it's going to cause wear and tear for you or worsen the event. You can take a step back, do what you need to do, and the scene will understand that because we've got very dedicated people here. And when you have people that really pour themselves into their events, players and attendees recognize that. It's less about meeting quotas and showing up and more about doing things that matter to the people that come.
And we've seen you as this self-described mushy heart person, someone who puts so much love and time and for so long. I heard you're kind of walking away after this. Is that completely true?
To an extent. I did most of my walking at the end of 2021 in December when I posted my big twit longer, and I was like, I'm stepping back. I'm giving the reins to Goose and Blegaman for Orbitar. They've done a great job taking it through these past 6 months. We wouldn't have hit 100 without them because I was personally tapped at that point. But yeah, so I might still come to a thing here or there to see people and play some Smash. I don't play it as actively as I used to, but I still think it's fun. But as far as community organizing and doing all the behind the scenes stuff, that I am continuing to keep my distance from. My time has passed on that because that stuff like that really will take a toll over time. And I'm just at a point in my life where I want to focus on things like my relationship and the dog that I got this year and traveling maybe a little bit now that COVID's starting to kind of become a little bit more manageable on a larger scale. So yeah, it's moving. I feel like I've done what I wanted to do here, and I'm really proud of where the scene's taken all that groundwork we laid. And I feel like they can take it wherever they want at this point, and I can just walk off and watch and smile.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear you. You set us up, and now it seems it's time to focus on Chris, not just everybody else. But thank you for all these years, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate this.
You're welcome. Okay. End it. Thank you. All right, dude.